Hey guys, welcome to my ultra lean meal system, following all of the recipes in my latest book, Ultra Lean Nutrition Manual, published in part with Muscle and Fitness. Throughout this video and many others, I'll be taking a look at all of the recipes in this book, showing you the ingredients, the preparation, and most importantly, the calorie and macro breakdown. We're gonna get started with a variation on breakfast, one of my favorite meals, and this is a classic recipe of mine. It's protein pancakes. We're gonna be following the same macro breakdown as a typical breakfast in my book, which is 43 grams of protein, 65 grams of carbs, and just over 11 grams of fat. And you can read in the book why I use those particular macros and those breakdowns and why it's such high carbohydrates in breakfast. But you'll find out more about that in the book. Anyway, let's get started and have a look at today's recipe and check out the ingredients we'll be using. The essential to any protein pancake, of course, are eggs. We're gonna use 3 eggs, just the egg whites, really high quality, fast absorbing protein with those. So that's gonna be the base. It's about 100 grams of egg whites there. We're gonna add some more protein with the True Performance Nutrition chocolate egg protein powder. So 1 scoop here is gonna add just under 20 grams of protein in addition to those egg whites. Our third type of protein, cottage cheese, and this is really to add a little bit more thickness and fluffiness to the consistency of the egg protein pancakes. So 20 grams of cottage cheese goes in the mix. Now let's get some carbohydrates into the mix. We're gonna start with 40 grams of gluten-free oats. Add some simpler sugars in there too to help kickstart our blood sugar levels. We're gonna use a medium-sized banana, about 90 grams of banana. Pancakes aren't complete without syrup, so you can either use raw honey or I've chosen this, organic raw agave. We're gonna use 15 grams of that, so just over a teaspoon. We're gonna drizzle that on top of the pancakes once they're cooked. And last but by no means least, we're gonna add a teaspoon of almond butter. This adds some other fats into the mix and gets us up to our 11.7 grams that we need for this recipe. So altogether, great quality, simple, highly nutritious ingredients. Let's get it into the mix and start cooking. The first thing I'm gonna do is take the eggs and separate the egg whites from the yolks. The reason I don't want to include 3 yolks in is it will add a lot of extra fat and extra calories. So 3 egg whites is about the 100 grams that we need. Next, in goes that cottage cheese. And the reason I'm using egg protein is, for me personally, it's a much higher quality protein that absorbs easier than whey. 40 grams of gluten-free oats. I'm gonna break up that banana, add that into the blender, just so that it mixes easier with all the other ingredients. And a heaped tablespoon of almond butter. Put that lid on, let's blend it. About 20 seconds here, just make sure all of that ingredients is mixed together well. You may need to add a small amount of water depending on how thick you like your pancake batter. You can see I'm using coconut oil instead of olive oil. It's just a much better quality oil, especially when you're cooking. It can withstand higher heats, even though we had the flame here set to quite a low heat. We want to cook those pancakes slowly, not flash fry them. I'm using about half the batter here. Nice thick, fluffy pancakes. A trick of mine is once I turn that pancake over, turn that heat off and just allow the heat still coming from the pan to cook that pancake. And voila, here's our finished product. The last thing that we need to do, take a teaspoon of agave nectar and just drizzle it over those pancakes. Voila, done.